Yes, we do. Okay, so hi everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. A little blustery outside today. Amelia, do you want to call the roll, or how should we do that since Starla's not here?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Okay.
Let me. Wrong thing, sorry. Frank?
Here.
Corey?
Here.
Supervisor Begay?
I'm here.
Lisa?
I'm here.
Catherine?
Here.
Katie? No, Katie. Beth?
Here.
Thank you.
All right, so we are ready to proceed with the meeting now. I do not see any members of the public that wish to comment. Okay, so then I guess we need to move to the approval of the March 2024 minutes. Do we need some time to look those over, or if people had the opportunity to do that?
I've looked it over and I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All right, we've got a first, an approval and a second, and we can go ahead and ask for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion carries. So we've got the approval of the March 2024 minutes, and we will move directly into Linda's report.
Okay, the only thing I have to add since I put the report out is that I've been at the city council budget retreat meeting this morning, and so far we still have the library windows in the recommended budget, so replacing the windows for the downtown library, which by the way is a very large project. So that is still in play, as well as the full-time civilian aid for the downtown library. So both of those things, I'm really excited, are still on the table there for being budgeted in the coming fiscal year. And then my report. Let's see, just a few things I'd like to highlight. The solar eclipse program attracted quite a few people to the front entry at the downtown library. Even with the clouds, you could still see it pretty well. And we had tons of people out there with the glasses on, getting to see the eclipse. So that was really fun. I think it's just so great that we had the glasses and people could come and be with other people watching that transpire. So I think we have to wait until what, 2045 before we do that again, or something like that. So, also wanted to highlight, under reference, there's mention of the job fair, which now has actually taken place, and I'll have numbers and photographs and things for my next report, but I can tell you that we had a great turnout. It was just a really, really nice event. And then one of the other fun things in the report under East Flagstaff is the Lego Club. The first one of those was held for this spring, and if you haven't had a chance to look at my report yet, those are pretty cute pictures of those kids. Pretty fun. The seed library event was also a well-attended and great event at East Flag as well. And then also just wanted to make special mention down under county branch libraries of the assistance that we received from the county to get the internet up and running. And they lent us a Starlink and the equipment so that we could get the internet up and running while we continued to work with the vendor that we were going to be getting internet from. So that was pretty awesome, and that meant a lot to the staff up there, and also obviously the people who come and use the internet. The other thing to report about the Grand Canyon, and this is not in my report, but we are going to be staying in the bank building, and we have learned from the Park Service that we are going to be needing to get all of our things out of our former location. So that's going to be the next big project, because that needs to be done very soon. Let's see. Oh, also really exciting, Tuba City is going to do a summer reading program this year, and that'll be the first time since the pandemic. So super excited about that. And just want to give a shout out to Damaris for that, because I think she was really pushing for that and helping them to make it happen. So those are my main things I wanted to highlight, and I don't know if people had questions, comments about any of the other items in that report.
I was just curious, Linda, I saw on social media that the library ran out of the solar eclipse classes. Do you have any idea how many pairs were distributed?
I do not, but I do know that it has been very common for libraries to run out of those.
Yes.
Amelia, do you have any, or Starla, have any idea how many we had to give out? I know it was in the, what, 300 or 500, something like that. Oh, wait a minute, Molly's here. Molly can probably tell us, I think.
Putting me on the spot there. I think we got 500 total for both eclipses.
Okay.
So between the two, we gave out all 500.
Very good. That's awesome.
And I was curious. Oh, I'm sorry, Frank.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just curious about the seat exchange. 117 people. That seems remarkable. And I was curious if you knew, because you said they could drop off and pick up seats. Did a lot of people contribute seats?
You know, I'm not sure how many people actually contributed seeds. I put that news item in that was sent to me, but I did not actually go to the event. So I'm not sure. I can definitely follow up. That would be interesting to know.
Yeah, that's great. What a great event.
Yeah, especially for as big a gardening community as we have in Flagstaff. It was a great thing. All right, any other questions for Linda? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to the summer reading challenge. And hey, Molly, how's it going? And we'll have you do your report now.
Hi, Frank. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Frank used to bring his little ones to my story time forever ago.
And just so you know, the little ones are now 30 and 27. So
I know, yeah. Maybe a little old. All right, so I've been asked here today to tell you guys a little bit about our summer reading challenge. I'm Molly Sadler. I'm the youth service supervisor for those of you who didn't bring your kids to my story times. So I'm going to share my screen with you, hopefully. Hopefully I'm going to share my screen with you. Yes, I am. All right, can everyone see that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the Flagstaff City Coconino County Public Library Summer Reading Challenge. What is the Summer Reading Challenge? So the Summer Reading Challenge is a 7-week program that we do every year in the months of June and July. In those 7 weeks, participants, they earn points by reading or attending library events. The entire program is online, so they sign in for an account through, we actually have new software this year. It's going to be the first time we're using it. It's called Beanstack, and they sign in online and they can keep track of the amount of minutes they spend reading, and then they earn points for that. When they attend library events, we give them a secret code, and when they enter that secret code into the software, it gives them even more points. And then they can redeem those points for prizes. So for the children, if they reach the halfway point through their goals, that there are different goals for different age groups. If they get to the halfway point of their goals, they get a free book. They can come in and choose what book they'd like off of a big giant bookshelf we have. And then if they complete the program, they get something called the Flagstaff Fun Folder, which is a envelope filled with passes or coupons to local restaurants, attractions, activities, that sort of thing. So that's what the kids earn. The adults earn, with their points, they earn tickets that they can put in raffles and win all sorts of different prizes. The adult raffle is actually really impressive. So why do we do the Summer Reading Challenge? Libraries all over the country do the Summer Reading Challenge. There's very few public libraries who do not do this. We do it mostly to combat summer slide. And for those of you who don't know what summer slide is, it's really just a loss of those academic skills that occur when kids aren't in school. We often see reading and math summer slide. So this is kind of the way that libraries can contribute by combating that summer slide and keeping kids reading and keeping their skills up throughout the summer. We also use it to bring in new patrons. There's a correlation between the beginning of the Summer Reading Challenge and an increase in new library cards. And we also do it to engage the current patrons we have. A lot of the kids, especially the age group of, let's say, 9 to 11, we don't see a whole lot of them. It's not as much as I'd like to see them during the school year, but during the summer, we see them all day, every day. So it's really great to see some of these patrons and get the library relevant and get the kids engaged again with us. How do we do the Summer Reading Challenge? So we do it a number of ways. We get support from the Arizona State Library, and there's a group called CLSP, the Collaborative Library Summer Program, that the state works with to provide us with free materials. So all of our promotional materials come from the state library. We get posters and bookmarks and stickers and pencils and all sorts of things we can give out. We do get some funding from the library budget. We do get grants from both the Library Friends and the Library Foundation. And then the prizes primarily are donations from the community, from local businesses. The two budgets that most of this go into are programming and presenters. So it's the supplies that we, glue sticks and construction paper and pipe cleaners, and then hiring presenters. This year we have one of our presenters is Jungle Jill. She's going to be bringing a bunch of reptiles to the library for kids to learn about. And so the budget goes towards paying those sort of presenters. And the other part of the budget is buying those books that we're going to give out to the kids. And then I'm going to show you just a little bit of chart. This is as far back as oh yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm just seeing your opening screen and not the rest of your slideshow.
I don't know what that is.
Anything else but the opening.
Oh, all right. Hold on. Sorry about that sound. I have it on a second screen, so I wonder if that's why. I'm going to stop sharing and try to share again. Sorry about that. I just wonder if it was because it was on my second monitor. How about now?
Now we see the graph, yes.
Okay. Sorry. I had all sorts of interesting things written out. Okay, so this is just kind of a chart of when we started. The Summer Reading Challenge goes back farther than this. This is just when we started keeping these sort of statistics. But you're looking at that big periwinkle number right here. That is the amount of kids registered. And then we have it broken down by Maine and EFCL on these smaller charts. I don't know what happened in 2008. We just went a little crazy. It was a bug theme. I think that had something to do with it. But we had the recession in 2009, and we saw this kind of gentle decline there. But then in 2015, it shot right back up. We started heading back up, and then COVID hit right there in 2020, and you can see a big drop. But you can see that we're, as of last year, getting real close to pre-pandemic numbers, which we're really excited about. And then this is the part we're most excited about. This chart shows you how many kids that are participating in this program complete the program. You can see that we have several years that are above 50%. We have several years that are above 40%. The state average is 30%. So we're really pleased with our completion rate here in Flagstaff. The kids, especially in 2020, you can see we have that really high completion rate. There was only 600 kids participating, but those kids, they gave it their all. So we're very pleased with those numbers. So these are the reading numbers I'm showing, the participants in the reading numbers. I want to show you a little bit about programming. So I just grabbed the data for the last couple of years, but in 2022, we did 84 youth programs, and in 23, we did 73. It's when you keep in mind that we don't normally do programs on Sunday, and we don't do a whole lot on Saturday either. It usually ends up being about 2 programs a day. So when you're doing that for 7 weeks, it's a lot. It's a lot of fun, and my staff just goes full hog on it. You can see 3,737 attendees at those programs last year and 2,915 attendees this past year. And then adult did 34 programs and then 58 programs with attendance in the 500s. Even during COVID, we took the whole summer reading challenge online. It's funny, if you look at the numbers, we actually did like 130 programs in 2020, but they were all virtual. So it's a lot easier to prep for a program when you don't have attendees, when you could just put it out into the world. So we're really proud of our programming. I think it's really diverse, a little something for everyone, a little something for all age groups. And my staff works really hard at it. So it's a 7-week party then with a giant party the very last day, and then we take a break in August and nobody does much of anything. Back to it in September. So does anybody have any questions? I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have.
This is Catherine. I have a question on how do you actually sign up for it? Do you go to the website or?
Yeah, you go to our website, and there's usually a big link right on the front there. One of the great things about the program is people can sign up as families. So the way the software is set up, when a parent goes to register, they can register the whole family together. So the parents are participating, the kids are participating. One of the great ways we get them to participate as a family is you can double dip. So if a parent reads out loud, it counts for everyone in the family who's listening. So yeah, it's all an online system. They set up their accounts. Each kid has their own page that they can see their progress. They earn badges. It's really gamified, but seems to work very well. The new software we'll have to see this year because, like I said, it's brand new. We've never used it before. It's fairly similar to the software we've used in the past, but yeah, and any kid has the ability to join us. So we do have people who come in and say, I don't have a computer, or I don't have, I don't even want my child to do this online. I don't want my child to have screen time. When they do that, we do have reading logs on paper that we can hand to them, and we just say, keep track. When you're ready, come in, let us know, and we'll get you your prizes.
And when does it start?
This year, I think it's the 10th. I think it's June 10th. Yeah, starts June 10th and it goes until July 26th.
Okay.
Any other questions I can answer? Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering, do you think that doing it online has improved access? I mean, some people don't have computers, like you said, but if parents can't take, it sounds great. I mean, when my kids were little, we did the library program here every year until they got too old to, like the prizes or whatever. But, being able to get on from home if their parents can't take them to the library just seems awesome. So.
Yeah, no, there are definitely, we don't like this, but there are definitely kids who we see the day they come to get their prize, and we don't see them the rest of the entire summer. We don't like that. We're trying to change that, but it does give kids, especially kids who are remote, the opportunity to participate without having to be in the vicinity. And we also don't restrict it to just Coconino County kids. If kids are visiting for the summer, any kid who's here and wants to do it can do it. Any other questions? If not, feel free to pop by in the summer. You're going to see our staff running around like chickens with their heads cut off. A ton of kids. So thank you so much for your time, and we hope we'll see you at the library.
Thanks, Molly, and thanks for all your hard work over the summer. The community
you,
appreciates it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, and with those two things, we don't have any action items. Are there any informational items from board members that anyone would like to share?
What happened to the strategic plan update?
Thank you.
That's why I had my hand up earlier. I just put my hand down since Molly started giving her presentation. So yes, we're still going to do that. Let me work on sharing my screen for that. Okay, this is funny. I can't share the strategic plan because my little sharing board goes right over that tab. So let me try something different.
I sure liked seeing the dogs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is that what you were seeing? Oh, that's funny. Okay.
They're adorable.
Let's see. Okay, so let me see now that I've changed that.
If you can't get it, Linda, I should be able to do it.
Okay, I'm going to give it one more try, but yes, I sent it to Starla and Amelia because I was like, just in case. We'll try one more time here and see. How does that look?
Yeah, we can see it.
Mhm.
Okay, very good, very good. This is so funny. These little boxes keep covering up the things I need to click on. I guess everything can't be perfect. All right. So this is just kind of a progress update. We're still working on some of the things on the strategic plan. We've added who will be doing which tasks under each of the goals, but we haven't yet added due dates or the priorities that the city uses. So that work is still to come. And let me get, here we go. Here's how I can go into presentation mode. Okay. And so I'm not going to slog through the whole plan and read everything to you because that would be really, really terrible and boring. But I just wanted to point out a few things. Under access to resources, we have the goal of ensuring access to accurate information and quality resources by removing barriers and meeting the needs of the community. So part of that is really getting statistical background and making sure we understand the whole community and adjusting our services accordingly. So one thing that I've pointed out is that where the yellow arrow is, we have already done a little bit of this. We already, I think in our January meeting, shared the library statistics with this particular group. So once we start putting our updates over in the far right, that's one of the things we'll be able to add. The other thing I wanted to say about this format is it's really nice to have this section with updates, and in my mind makes this strategic plan a living, working tool rather than just sort of a pretty thing that's in a book that we don't really use much. So you'll see in future meetings when I come to give updates, we'll have notes over to the far right, and you can tell what progress we've made on the various tasks. So the other yellow arrow I put on here is improving the onboarding. That is already underway. Damaris is getting together a group, and she's working with our training librarian, Felicia, to already begin working on that particular task. And then you can see I've moved to the next page, and there's a couple more categories: communications, library funding. And you'll see that each of these has an overarching goal at the top, and then we're filling in tasks down below. I did want to mention that where the yellow arrow is, we do have a budget request to change an admin position that we had into a marketing position. So we're hoping, so far that is still in the works, and hoping to be able to get started on recruitment for that when the new fiscal year begins. And then let's see, under library funding, I'm trying, I think I got that, might have gotten the arrow in the wrong spot there, but you can kind of see some of the things that we've listed. And I guess I marked identify budget efficiencies. Can you guys see these pretty well? I don't know how well you can read the text. I know it's a little blurry.
It's a little small.
It's a little small. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. Well, I'll make sure when I bring this to you next time, I have the ability to enlarge it.
Yeah, and Starla included this as an attachment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I think this last area that I'd put the yellow arrow on is just talking about sort of our fiscal responsibility that we're addressing through the tasks. And then this is the last page, just a few things to point out. We actually just did a safety training at each of the libraries. And that was really great. Staff got to walk around and learn where all the fire extinguishers are, how to respond to different things that might come up. So we have that one in the works. And then I already mentioned that the windows for the downtown library are still in the budget. Under services and programming, Damaris is getting ready to once again recruit for the bookmobile librarian. So we're hoping to get that person on board and get the bookmobile going again. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is under attending local, regional, and national library conferences, we did receive funding from the Friends of the Library this year to send some people over to the American Library Association conference in San Diego. So that's really exciting because we haven't really had much in the way of funds to send people to some of these larger library conferences, which I think are just really beneficial for coming back with new ideas, networking with other libraries, energizing staff. So I'm super excited about that. So any questions, thoughts, or anything else about the strategic plan and where we are with it right now?
Any idea when the work on the windows will get done?
Well, if we receive funding for it to do in the upcoming fiscal year, I think it could start pretty soon, assuming we can get a vendor on board to do it. One thing that is going to help us tremendously is the city is very short on project management staff right now. And so Heidi Hansen is going to allow one of her newer employees who used to work for facilities, Adam, I don't know how to say his last name, Maile, and now he works for the airport, but she's going to allow him to work on the library windows project, which is huge because we really need someone with that facilities know-how. It's a lot of windows. I counted 331, but that's not official. I think Amelia has a more official number than that because she has maps and everything. I just walked around counting. What's your official number, Amelia? I know it's maybe a little less than that, but
I honestly don't remember, and I
okay.
didn't put it on my map.
Yeah.
But
We were close though. We were close
yeah.
on our number, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it was right around 300, I think. And you know, of course, the other thing is some of our windows are very specialty sizes and will have to be, you know, custom made.
That shouldn't involve any closures of the library at all.
I'm not sure we completely know the answer to that right now. Okay. I mean, I suppose if we were doing it in the winter, it might be challenging to replace a whole wall of windows unless there was some way to seal off areas. Yeah, I think we're going to have to stay tuned on that. I'm not really certain. Boy, once it's done, it's going to make a big difference though, because I mean, those windows are 37 years old. So we actually have some of them that are leaking and the walls getting squishy around them. And many of them you can't open or close. So it's going to really improve the efficiency of the building. It'll look better too, because some of the double paned ones, a number of them, they have the fog on the inside. So that's going to make a big difference.
It'll be great.
I don't see any other hands raised. The other thing I didn't mention earlier though, and you might want an update on, is the boiler replacement is underway. So the downtown library is closed to the public since we won't have water and electricity at times, but we do have our pop-up library in place over at City Hall. And we also have the PALS mobile from 10 to 2 in the parking lot there every day during our closure. So we're still providing some nice service for people who show up and didn't know that the library was closed. And then also East Flagstaff, of course, is open and they are absorbing a lot of the volume that we would be seeing in the downtown library. So that's the update on that. Seems to be going well with the boiler replacement.
And are people showing up at the pop-up library?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they've had a ton of people, but definitely are having people come in. Oh, Starla wants to add something. Yeah, Starla?
It's funny that you should ask, Catherine, because just this morning I was talking to Circulation, and they said the past couple of days they've had about 41 people daily at the pop-up library.
That's great. It's good they can still come and check out books and do business.
Yeah, they can check out books, they can get a library card, they can use a public access computer, they can pick up their holds. So we have some nice services for such a tiny space that we have over there right now.
And it's good for like future projects, you know, to know how to do it. Like if the windows, if you have to close.
Yeah.
You got that experience.
Yeah, good point.
Any other questions? All right. Then moving on, are there any informational items from board members? Okay. And then I have the agenda for this next meeting is the director's report, and then Nick's going to do a circulation update. But a question I have, if I'm looking at my calendar right, May 22nd is a Wednesday, not a Thursday.
Oh, yeah, sorry. It looks like the calendar I was looking at, the 3 look like a 2 on my calendar.
Okay.
It's very tiny. I will
Okay.
adjust that date on there.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Just wanted to make sure. All right. Anything else for the good of the order? Okay, then I'll entertain a motion to close the meeting in a second.
I move to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, and we'll see you in May. Be safe until then.
Thanks,
Bye.
Frank.
You
Yep, you bet.
too. Bye.